What's happening, fishing friends? Welcome to another episode. Little chilly out, just barely over 40 degrees. Out today with Steven. He's launching his kayak. Gonna get out today. I want to catch a couple bass, but the big deal is I want to find some bluegill and crappie. I want to have a daggum fish fry. So we're aiming for multi-species day, find a few bass, probably on a jerk bait, then find some fish, then we'll fry them. So enough of that, let's go fishing. All right, first one of the day, throwing around a little paddle tail. Pretty clean water. Old paddling tail, huh? I'll take it. Doesn't feel crazy big. But by golly, we're on the board on a cold day. 40 degrees out here. Water's still 56 though. Dang, he's digging. He's digging on me. Oh yeah, it looks like a decent bass. Heck yeah, look at that. On the paddle tail. Heck yeah. Well, we might as well just anchor down here quick. Oh, good thing I didn't have anything too heavy. Talk about, I would have pulled that baby out. Ooh-wee. All right, there we go. On the board, throwing that little paddle tail, the mare. Look at that dude. Chunky. Take it, over 2 pounds. Goodbye, fish. Okay, first one of the day, just, you know, just a little rolling a paddle tail. Nothing too crazy, except it's stuck in my leg. There we go. I really thought today would be El Jerk Beto day, but I'm happy to catch them on whatever out here when it's in the low 40s. It is chilly. Maybe we'll be able to call up one big old chunky fish. Must be a little guy hit it. Come on, be a crappie. Please be a crappie. He hit it and just started kind of scooting with it. Oh, yes, sir. Oh, I thought it was a crappie. Little bass. That's all right. We'll take the little bass fish. Not the 2-pounder. We're going the wrong way here. Still fun, though. Still fun. Boy, he absolutely thumped that little thing. Holy smoke, sir. Were you hungry? All right. A little bloody. We'll let him go. See you, feller. There's one. Had to come over to the rocks to find one, huh? All right. Fish in the rocks. I'm recording, right? Yeah. I had to switch my depth finder. I wanted to make it stay at 40 feet on my side imaging. I don't know why I've got so much water in the bottom of my kayak. All right, another one on the simple old jaw dropper. Gives a little waggle to the paddle tail. These mayors have a good side-to-side wobble anyway. Little 1.25 pound dude. All right, there we go. Little 1.25 pound fish. Off some rocks. Why do I got so much dang water in my yak? I don't know. Any more over here? Huh? I've got 3. And a bunch of water in the bottom of my kayak. I don't know why. There's one. All right, one more on the little paddle tail combo. Dang, when they're hitting it too. All the way down there. All right. Thank you, little dude. One more on it. That simple little deal there, that little first gen draw dropper, little paddle tail. Those mayors, dude, those mayors are money. There's another one. Up kind of in those rocks more. Okay, we've gone down in size since catching our first 2-pounder. Going the wrong way. We should be getting bigger. That's all right. We're finding them on the paddle tail combo.
This has taught me two things. Always throw a jig, and it's always even fun.
Yes. Those sound precisely like Dizzle things.
All right, Fisher friends, that was the first half of the trip. Throwing this, I wanted to break this into the two different parts because first half was with this. Second half is crappie fishing. You'll see that later this week. But with this, I really wanted to call it out because this is a cool little rig. So on the back of it, I got the Crushed City Mare. Did a whole video talking about those, why I like them. Such a good little swim bait. That's the gizzard shad color. You can see it's got this flatter profile, right? So it's not the ribbed kind of round ones. It's this flatter, kind of more shad-like looking profile that I really, really like. Pairs perfect with this, and this kind of gives it an extra different look to it because this is the first gen jaw dropper. Now, originally when they released this, it was kind of like a Ned rig bait. You could bounce stuff off the bottom, and if you see on the head of this, a little bit different from normal jig heads, it's got this lip, almost like a crankbait down here. And what would happen is when you would bounce this off the bottom on slack line, I caught multiple Ned rig fish doing this just with a little, TRD. You bounce it on slack line and it will like walk underwater basically. So it'll pop left and right instead of just with the regular jig head that, pops to you. Now, if you go check out Basky, he did an amazing video on this, fishing this mid water column. So, strolling, all that stuff that the cool kids are doing now. I don't do any of that. He's got the forward facing sonar stuff. And he did a really cool video showing this, subsurface, working this in the middle of the water, popping it on slack line and getting this bait to dart back and forth, almost like a jerk bait. So it's kind of this different, interesting middle of the road thing where you can work it like a swim bait, essentially a finesse swim bait head like I was doing, and give it a really good side to side wobble. The head helps with this, the little lip. And these mares have a good side-to-side wobble on them too. So just slow reeling this, it's got this really cool side-to-side wobble like this that you can see on the screen. Really cool when you slow it down, you can see how it's exaggerated. And the reason I think this works really well with this type of bait is because they laminate. So the top, the back is a different color than the bottom. So when this is moving and flashing, you get that dark to side, light kind of silvery flash like you'd see in a bait fish, when they're kind of flashing in a pool, in a school of fish. Same thing you would see here. You get that good flash, the good side-to-side movement. So I wanted to call this out because it's a really cool little deal. Again, I'll leave all the gear and stuff linked below for these jig heads, the mares. If you've not checked either of these out, do it. The gear. Now this, I am really happy with. I'm going to be doing a video on this coming up soon here. This is the ARC BFS. So this is the ARC BFS reel. It's got a, whoop, that's the ceiling. It's got a real shallow spool on it. And I was thinking I had 6-pound line on this. This is 5-pound fluorocarbon. So it did awesome with a little setup like this. This is the 3/16 ounce jig head, and this little deal on here. So it's probably, over 1/4 ounce. I don't know what it is total with this. So do I need BFS for it? Absolutely not. This would work fine on any regular baitcaster. But on that day, I just brought my ultralight spinning. I brought this and a jerkbait. Jerkbait, I didn't get any bites on one bite. I was really surprised I didn't catch more fish. But with this, I kind of took it as a do-it-all where I could throw, if I wanted to throw like a little grub or a little finesse swim bait, kind of downsize to it. I could do a little bit of all that with this 5-pound fluorocarbon, and it feels so good. It's such a good light lure caster, and in my opinion, probably the best starting BFS reel out there. It's easy to get over here. You don't have to get it, some JDM one over at Japan. You can find this readily available, and it's a really, really solid caster. Didn't take much to, to set the brakes. I'll go over all this when I go through the full breakdown, but in my opinion, if I was starting new right now, and I've only got, I think 4 BFS reels, so I haven't used every one out there, but so far, this would be my pick if I was like, okay, I want to get one, it's that. Now the rod, I didn't even have a super, light BFS rod. I didn't need it for that, and I got this in case I wanted to throw like a finesse jerkbait or something. This is a 6.9 medium rated for lures 1/8 to 3/4 ounce. The Okuma Guide Select, probably my favorite rod that I've ever used from them. Great little crankbait rod, and this is the main reason I like it. Look at that. Look how that's contoured for the one finger in front of it, for the finger and back of it. The way this thing locks in hand, so if you wanted to throw a jerk bait, I finger my reel like this, and holding that with the trigger there is just so comfortable. Super easy to work all day. I think Okuma did a spectacular job with this. And look, it doesn't have one of the reel nuts up here that's super uncomfortable to lay your finger on. it's actually a slick surface. Why don't more companies do that? I don't know. Anyway, the Guide Select rods, I've loved those for cranking. I've got a few different models of these. Jerkbait, Topwater. I've got a couple crank ones, but you've seen these a lot. Really good buy if you're looking for a crank, kind of softer style rod. So that's the gear. Like I said, the video coming up is going to be all crappie because shortly after that, I tried the jerkbait. Didn't work. Switched over to crappie and first cast, boom. Steven and I ended up figuring them out. And there's a little fish fry, so I'm going to spoil it because it was a yummy trip. So listen, a little finesse swim bait like this is awesome this time of year when they're feeding on, bait fish like this, or if you just want a little subtle approach to the cold water. With this, it's got a side-to-side wobble. The tail isn't over crazy. But comment below, I want to hear what your finesse style swim bait setup is. This is just the smaller. You can see there the little 3-inch version of this. Comment below and let me know. I always love hearing from you all, whether it's an underspin, is it a different type of jig head? Do you have a specific plastic for cold water? Comment below and let me know. Now, today's subscribe fishing friend, well, I don't have one, but I've got a subscriber unboxing and a couple other new things that I picked up. So that'll probably be tomorrow, I would guess. So that'll be coming up. I'll shout you out there, all my subscribe fishing friends. Otherwise, all my members, the folks who continue to pay monthly to help support me, everybody who just watches regularly, gives a thumbs up. I appreciate everybody out there for all that you do. So that's enough for me. Gotta edit. Till next time.